working environment needs to be fun. Everything you're doing in life needs to be fun.
How do we support our own institutions? How do we support our own businesses?
We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own kind, he's not in a moral position to tell the white man that he's discriminating against him.
And instead of breaking somebody down, I look at what they do great and I go, wow, people that love and really want great for themselves go, what are they doing right?
What's good? Welcome to another episode of This Black is Lit. I'm your host, Town, here on location at the University of Arkansas. And today, I'm joined by the brilliantly black and talented Dr. Tameka Bailey.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by the show with us today. Tell me where you're from.
I'm originally from Gould, Arkansas.
And how did you end up here at the University of Arkansas?
That was through a lot of answered prayers and a lot of hard work. So I originally attended the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and there the seed was planted for me to attend graduate school. I wanted to attend the University of Arkansas for grad school. I applied, met the right people, made the right connections, and here I am.
How did you get interested in your research, and what is the long-term vision that you see for your research?
My interest in triple-negative breast cancer came from my relationship with my grandmother. I grew up right beside my grandmother. I was at her house all the time. As a matter of fact, when I was a teenager, I called myself moving out of my parents' house and moving in with my grandmother because I loved to be in her presence so much. And we would sit around and talk a lot, and she would often tell me stories about the loss of her sister. We don't know if it was triple negative or not, but it was a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And because I saw her hurt, because I saw what it did to the family structure, I wanted to cure it, I wanted to treat it. I didn't want anyone else to feel that loss and that pain. And so I decided that I would study it. And so in addition to the impact that my grandmother had on my life, the reason why I chose to study triple negative breast cancer in particular is because of the impact that it has on African American women. It's more common in women of color, minority women, particularly African American women. So it's an interest of mine to again make sure that the family unit isn't destroyed by a disease as devastating as breast cancer. And it led to my laboratory.
What is the long-term vision that you see for your research?
So the goal is to find a treatment for women that suffer with triple negative breast cancer brain metastasis. The quality of life is greatly impacted and reduced. Most women who are diagnosed with breast cancer brain metastasis, triple negative breast cancer brain metastasis, have a lifespan of about 6 months post-diagnosis. And so the quality of life, the stress, the tension that it places on the family, I want to be able to change that dynamic, and the bigger goal is to find a cure or treatment option. I pray and hope that we can find a mechanism to prevent metastasis in the first place, but especially we want to find a treatment for triple negative breast cancer brain metastasis.
What has been some of the challenges that you face in undertaking your research?
As an African American woman in STEM, I've had the opportunity to observe the difference in my presence in the total population of scientists that I'm enriched in. So I find myself being the only person of color often, and I have to figure out ways to motivate myself, to encourage myself. So that's a challenge. And I would say a lot of my challenges have been mostly internal. Seeing myself as relevant, as worthy, as capable of being in the environment that I'm in. And so I have to encourage myself daily and know that I have a right to be where I am.
That's a very valid challenge for somebody at PWI, like a person of color, especially a black person, and then on top of that, a black woman at a PWI competing in a field that's probably male dominated.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a young person that is aspiring to become a biomedical researcher or somebody that's aspiring to cure cancer?
I will advise any young person that seeks to conduct biomedical research to surround yourself with people that are better educated than you, that have knowledge of the field, that are open to mentorship, open to teaching. I advise you to do your own research to see what impact you can make on the field. One thing that's important and has helped me is to reflect upon the history of people who have actually made advances in the field, especially people who look like me, to prepare yourself and to motivate and encourage yourself. Self-esteem is very important in any field. Knowing where you come from, where you're going is very important, but I will advise you to surround yourself with good mentors as well as necessary in order to be successful.
Mentorship is probably one of the most under-attended aspects of professional success, finding people who are in positions to help you gain the information or wisdom that you need to know to be successful.
And you have to be humble enough to receive that mentorship. So you have to realize that you need that. No matter how intelligent you are, you can always stand to learn more.
Where can we find out more about your research? And tell me a little bit about how you're investing your research into your own home community.
So I've been able to use my research as a platform for the development of a biomedical research girls camp. The camp is aimed towards exposing junior high students from Gould, Arkansas and Dumas, Arkansas to biomedical research and to college in general. The camp runs over about a week's time. The students have the opportunity to stay in dormitories on campus. They conduct cutting-edge research in the teaching laboratories. They are surrounded by good mentorship. So we have students of color come in and work with them. And of course, we have other students that work with them as well. But I feel like representation is very important. So I want those students that come on this campus to see that people like them have been successful outside of myself. I'm not the only person. And so we're very conscious of that. And I also want them to understand that the world is a little bit greater than their community, or is a lot greater than their community, our community. So I want them to see that they have advocates that don't necessarily look like them, that's in their corner helping and trying to lead them on the path to a higher education. So information about my research, our research is present on the University of Arkansas Biological Sciences webpage.
Thank you for stopping by our show this evening. We're so proud of everything that you're doing and all the research that you've accomplished thus far and everything that you will do. And we're excited to see you be a visionary that's creating change for people like you and me. So everybody go to the Biomedical Research website, learn more about Dr. Bailey and how she's curing breast cancer. And up next on It's Black and Slick, we're gonna have another edition of Get Out Your Feelings and our word of the day.
What's good? It's your boy Town the Hood Scholar. It's time to get out your feelings. Today, we're going to talk about mass incarceration and the growth of the prison industrial complex. To better understand mass incarceration, we have to look at the intersections between class and race. But first, let's check the numbers. As of 2013, there were 2.3 million people incarcerated in America, and another 4.5 million either on probation or on parole. In 2016, the Bureau of Justice estimated 6.5 million people were supervised by adult correctional systems. America has the largest rate of incarcerated people, with 1,700 state prisons, 102 federal prisons, 1,800 juvenile detention facilities, 3,100 local jails, and this does not count psychiatric wards, military prisons, or immigration detention facilities. The explosion in mass incarceration is due to issues like privatization. Private prisons provide an economic incentive for criminalization. In essence, more heads, more beds. Mass incarceration is being orchestrated through tactics like forfeiture. Forfeiture removes the ability for due process, which ensures fair treatment within the judicial system. Forfeiture developed because of increased support for America's drug problem. Housing practices also influence mass incarceration patterns. The Federal Housing Administration has a history of practices like redlining, in which race and ethnicity are used to determine or deny mortgages. Urban renewal planning practices have also devalued Black land and removed Black economic power. Economic deficiencies lead to the increase in visible and invisible crimes. Invisible crimes include white-collar crimes, health and safety crimes, as well as cyber crimes and fraud. In 1994, Oregon passed Measure 11, also known as the One Strike You're Out rule, in which specific crimes would incur mandatory minimum sentencing. Public education is another key contributor to the mass incarceration phenomenon. 85% of all juveniles who interact with the juvenile justice system are functionally low literate. High school dropouts are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested in their lifetime. High school dropouts are also 63% more likely to be incarcerated than their peers with 4-year degrees. Scholars have long analyzed the connection between race and the prison industrial complex. In 2008, Douglas Blackman published Slavery by Another Name, in which he argued convict leasing allowed by the 13th Amendment was a continuation of the institution of slavery. In 2010, Michelle Alexander published The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness, in which she argued that mass incarceration has been systemically encoded into America's judicial system. Scholars have also argued that the prison design itself, focused on the panopticon, is designed to evoke repentance rather than rehabilitation. Basically, before we can fix the problems in the prison industrial complex, we have to bring awareness to these issues. Artists and activists like Angela Davis, Kenneth Ring, and Mamiya Abu-Jamal all use their platform to highlight problems in America's criminal justice system. The more we know, the more we can do to fix the problem.